Welcome to Blunt Kings, motherfucker.
Hey, welcome back. And I could say this officially. Welcome back to the second episode of Blunt Kings podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm your boy Tio Val. I'm the host. I got your other host right here. I got your boy
A Omega with the flavor. You never know.
All right.
Welcome back, though, man. You know what I'm saying? We about to get it in. You know what I mean? This is the Blunt Kings. This is what we do in there. You know what I mean? We keeping it real, keeping you up with the history there, and let's jump right back into the recap of last week.
Yo, so last week we had a lot to cover. We went over our personal top favorites of right now, our favorites that passed away, and also the worst rappers of all time. I do want to backtrack and say that I wanted to add one more to the list of the worst rappers of all time, and it's gonna have to go to Tech Nine, dude. Honestly, like, I don't know.
Now look, where'd you go, man? Come on. Yo, Tech, where'd you go, man? Come on.
Yeah, like I really did like Tech Nine when he first came out. Yeah, dude, he's kind of in the same category as Eminem, where it's like you're just rhyming syllables over syllables and trying to make certain things make sense when you really look at the page of lyrics, it's just like, what the fuck?
Man, also, to bring up some other shit, didn't you have something weren't y'all kind of like in a little verbal dispute for a minute?
Oh yeah, so what had happened is Tech Nine was making a post on Instagram, and he was saying something about, I'm never winning Grammys, or something along the lines of him being upset that he's never been nominated or considered for a Grammy. And I simply went on there just to prove a point, saying it's not about how good you rap and rapping about how good you rap. That's not what wins Grammys. And he kind of took offense to that. Started calling me like Tink Tink, you know what I'm saying, from like the the Cat Williams stand-up shit. I guess he thought I was like on some disability type shit. So shout out to Tech Nine for being insensitive, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so he started calling me Tink Tink. I started calling him Tink Nine.
Yo, Tech, where'd you go, man?
And then he kind of disappeared after that. So yeah, I just we're reading some lyrics if you from a song called Heman the other day, and me and my brother were kind of having a deep conversation about, like, Tech Nine really does come out with some of these starter bars or ending bars that sound really, really cool. But then when you look at either the one that follows or the one before it, you're just like, did you just say that just so you could say this next line? So watch real quick if I can. Huh?
It was a filler there for sure. At the same time, there for sure. Yeah, that one. What he said, it was like really, really interesting.
He said something like something in rare form, and then he said lion, tigers, and bear porn, and I just never heard of lion, tiger,
and
or
like I'm in
porn.
rare form, you know what I mean? And we was kind of like tripped out on that.
Oh, yeah.
Even for me, I was flabbergasted. I
Yeah,
was like,
he says I'm airborne, lions, tigers, and bear porn. Man, I'm tripping from what I've seen. It got me in rare form. See, so the second line is really dope. From what I've seen, I'm tripping, got me in rare form, right? But then you go back to the first line, I'm airborne, lions and tigers and bear porn. I've never heard of either, dog, and I'm not like the biggest porn fan in the world, but I'm pretty sure, unless there's like some hidden like Shiza German crazy porns out there that involve bears and shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep it moving, bro. What else happened this week? Jim Jones saying that he and Nas, he's tired of being compared to Nas.
We made him take the darkies off. A lot of these rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget, I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself.
So that was his response. And he makes a lot of sense when he says his Billboard entries compared to Nas's are kind of indifferent in ways, because he feels he set it off for the culture in this generation like Nas did in his generation. Does that make sense?
You know what I mean? It really does there, but it doesn't at the same time. You know what I mean? Fucking 3-4 years apart from each other. We come from the fucking years there where we all lived in the same decade, my spicker.
Right.
You know, we was all in the 80s. We was all born in the 80s. We was the 70s. We was all born in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The only difference that I could say that for any other generation would be the now generation, because That shit changes every 3 to 5 fucking years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We came from the years where, the 70s, the 80s, they all had their different sounds, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be soul and funk or, you know what I mean? It was, the transitions, you know what I mean? But it would last for a 10-year span. And as the world speeded up, you know what I mean, with everybody with their new ideas, you know what I mean, in the whole
the trap shit.
Just in general, they're in progress there. Everybody's in the pursuit of progress there. Yo, we gotta be better, we gotta be better, we gotta be better. You change up everything, you speed the whole timeline up, the whole process.
And Jadakiss and Fat Joe made a good point. They were always speaking from the standpoint of lyricism and competitiveness, and
They weren't talking about the money.
and they weren't talking about the numbers and the money. So, but then if you really want to talk about the money, Nas is involved in the Ring, the Ring doorbell cameras, right? He has patents in that. It made him a billionaire. So if you want to talk money, then Jim Jones, you kind of lost again.
Nas is like a god.
People make TikTok fucking memes off of their fucking Ring cam.
Right. Right.
They don't even use a phone.
Yeah.
They don't even use a motherfucking Canon or a Sony or anything digital like
I've
big.
even seen music videos shout out that shit. So shout out to Nas.
Exactly.
Yo, Tech, where'd you go, man? Come on.
Welcome to Blunt Kings, motherfucker.
Welcome back, baby. Blunt Kings in effect. What up?
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to find out here. Speaking of Nas, Slick Rick and Nas got a new jam out right now. All right, so yeah, that shit's dope. It's actually a part of a short film that Slick Rick is putting out right now with Mass Appeal. Shout out to Mass Appeal. Shout out to Slick Rick. Shout out to Nas. I heard that there's going to be like a series of films that are coming out. One involves Big L as well. That's going to be super dope. I can't wait to see that.
Way overdue.
Yeah.
Way overdue.
All right. Concerts in New Mexico. Yesterday was Taco Fest, right? Lil Jon, T.I., Fat Joe, Yin Yang Twins, I believe, were there. So that was always fun.
Taco Fest there, yeah. Shake it like a salt shaker.
And then today is Mango del Sol. That's a fest right there in Sunland Park, New Mexico, featuring Crystal Poppin', Paul Wall, OGZ, Mexican OT. One of our local favorites, Hondro, from there will be performing as well. Shit.
out.
I believe it's brought to you by Ghost. Shout out to Ghost, man.
Love your product.
Oh, yeah.
Always get me lifted in the right way.
All right.
Welcome to Blunt Kings, motherfucker.
So
Yo.
let's start it off. What's good?
But yo, didn't you did something back in the day there, right? With Crystal Poppin' there. I mean, even before she was was popping.
Like
right?
we mentioned last episode, yeah, we did have a concert that we performed at. I forgot what it was called.
It was in Santa Fe,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, that club in Santa Fe. GT Garza was there. Crystal Poppin was there. We were there. NMWA was there. Shout out NMWA. Oops, wrong one. But yeah, shit, let's start it off, dude. 1990s, February 6th, 1990, Lord Finesse and DJ Mike Smooth drop Funky Technician. The cornerstone in East Coast hip-hop, this album showcased Lord Finesse's intricate lyricism and DJ Mike Smooth production. You know what I'm saying? I love Lord Finesse, honestly. I remember listening to him and digging in the crates with Big L, Fat Joe, and the OC, right? The OC.
Yeah, OC.
Yeah.
Yeah, OC, man, for sure.
So shout out to them. Shout out to the DITC crew. Shout out to Fat Joe. He just rocked it yesterday. It's just crazy to see these dudes literally from like the beginning of the 80s still able to tour and perform off of not even the hits from back then. He's performing all the way up and shit like that. So
Current.
Yeah, all the current shit. So shout out Fat Joe, bro.
Got out that there for sure. I mean, OC, the whole Lord Finesse, you know what I mean? Finesse at the time there, man, between the way his delivery was with Big Al, I mean, you couldn't tell them niggas apart besides peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean?
Right.
You had to like really break down the lyrics and be like, okay, wait, that was Al. No, that was Finesse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was really hard because they were just so fucking
And McGruff.
smooth on that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it really tripped me out every time. Like, so I always had to go back and double back on that there for sure. But yeah, I just want to put that out there.
Oh yeah, dude. And then February 21st, 1995, DJ Quick dropped Safe and Sound, DJ Quick's third album, executively produced by Suge Knight. I did not know that,
What?
honestly. Yeah, blended West Coast G-Funk with jazz influences, earning critical acclaim and gold certification. We love DJ Quick over here at Blunt Kings. You know what I'm
Love
saying?
you, Quick Dog. The Quick Style.
You performed at a concert, right? And bumped into DJ Quick.
Man, I remember actually did a hook with a group, you know, other than us, T.O. there, you know what I'm saying? They had me do a hook for them there, and they were performing the song. All the group members were there, and they figured, well, shit, we got the guy to do the hook. Might as well have the guy up on the stage. You know, I went to go show support and, you know, just be out there, you know what I mean? Be involved with my community and my team at the time. And, you know, just so happened that DJ Quick was the DJ. And I was like, oh shit.
What
know
group
I mean?
was that? That was No Light, right?
That was No Light.
Yeah,
Yep.
No Light Production. Shout out to them. They were a huge role in, I guess you could say that they played in the first Sanctified album. We have like maybe like 8 or 9 cuts with them. Shout out to Lil G. Shout out to who else is part of that?
Man, there was a lot of people involved in that.
Yeah, I can't even think.
There was a lot of people involved in that just, you know what I mean, extra help, you know, extra, you know, little accents, ad libs.
That was the time we met Big Mike there. We met Fat Lee there.
A lot of people.
The dude that sings in the Band of Enchantment, I forgot his fucking name. But anyway, we're moving along. February 28th, 1995, the Alcoholics, the Licks.
Woo!
They dropped the album Coast to Coast. Album featured collaborations with artists like Q-Tip and Exhibit, solidifying Alcoholics' place in West Coast hip-hop scene, right? Yeah, let's talk about that. That was the first time I ever seen Pharrell, right? And then I didn't even snap that he was the one that made the beat for their first single. I forgot what it was fucking called. I remember the one with Exhibit on his album, that Call It What You Wanna Call It.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking alcoholic or whatever, because he came in with the licks, didn't he? Like
Correct Mundo there. Yeah, he was still part of that West Coast connection though, even though he had ties out here, you know what I mean? And we all know that there, so, you know, we don't need to, you know, adjust on that there for sure, but the licks
shout out to Exhibit.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt. Cleveland High, Pop, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Pop Dukes there, you know, we all know the story. But with that being said, the licks there, you know what I mean? That was just, you know, the Alcoholics, the Hieroglyphics, Far Side, you know what I mean? It was just a beautiful time.
That's what they reminded me of. They reminded me of like a West Coast version of Hieroglyphics. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Alcoholics, the Hieroglyphics, Souls of Mischief, you know what I mean?
Souls of Mischief, I should say.
It just goes on and on.
Hieroglyphics were from the West Coast as well.
They were, a little northern though.
Yeah. All right, cool. So moving on. February 25th. This is one of my favorite albums that ever dropped, ever. Freeway, Philadelphia Freeway, released the debut album from featured production from Just Blaze, Kanye West, and guest appearances from Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel. That first single that they dropped, that shit was so fire.
But the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. Bruh, that shit, man, I remember when you would drop, you were bumping that real big. If I can recall, man, we was just little teenagers, little banging in the car. I think you had, what did you have, the Prelude, or did you have that Camry?
I had a Toyota Camry. It was all maroon. Long story short, by the time I was done with it, it had a baby blue hood. The original hood flew off and got hit by a diesel. Super scary shit, for sure.
Damn.
Also, that same exact year, February 1st, the East Siders and Snoop Dogg Presents drops the East Siders. The album featured collaborations with Nate Dogg, Snoop Dogg, blending West Coast G-Funk and gangster rap elements.
That was that purple cover, right?
Yeah,
that purple album cover?
I think that's the only album that they put out together. It was that Snoop Dogg Presents. And then after that, I don't know what happened to...
Goldie Loke and Trey D.
Yeah, Mr. Goldie Loke and Trey D.
Man, they was on there popping.
He's a mark.
He's a mark.
You ain't got no heart.
Man, I just remember that shit from when they was up on a Baby Boy. Right. And
that was the last time we seen him.
I remember Snoop Dogg over there, and he was banging the khakis still, and he was doing the damn thing.
That famous meme where he's staring out the little crack of the window, and they're sitting in the front seats with him. Shout out to the East Siders.
Yo, man. Let me get my pimp hat on, cuz.
All right, so moving along, February 8th, 1999, Prince Paul, The Prince Among Thieves. The concept album featured narrative about an aspiring rapper's journey with guest appearances from De La Soul, Big Daddy Kane. Dude, that was a really pivotal era in my hip hop experience. Like when we started experiencing like the Lyricist Lounge and the Coco Brovas and Black Star Keep Shining shit. You know what I'm saying? So
We were shifting.
yeah, no, definitely. And just a little background on us. We started as horrorcore. Like we loved anything that had to do with gore or dark shit. And it was just something that we honed to as kids just because it was different. You know what I mean? Like I remember when the Bone Thugs album first came out, the East 99 Eternal, when it had like the backwards writing, you had to read it in the mirror, or it had like their faces as skulls and shit. Like I honestly thought Bone Thugs and Harmony was like a heavy metal rap band when they first came out type shit because of the elements that were in that booklet. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of scary too. It had pictures of the devil, all kinds of weird shit. But that was just the kind of shit we liked as kids. Scary movies, anything that kind of like moved us or gave us goosebumps or whatever, and thought
Make my hair stand up.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we came from the eras of the Eshams and the House of Crazies and the ICPs and shit, 3-6 Mafias.
Yep.
We can go on for days. Brother Lynch Hungs. You know what I'm saying? Like we just wanted to listen to this different shit that a lot of people weren't really putting out. So shout out to the horrorcore and the abstract rappers out there that are still killing shit. So yeah, when Prince Paul dropped and we started listening to the stuff like Lyricist Lounge Show, Coco
Sound
Brothers,
Bombing.
Sound Bombing, yeah. That was just like some of the dopest eye-opening experiences that I ever had when it came to, oh look, you could still be a dope ass MC but rap about whatever the fuck you want to rap about. You know what I mean? And you don't have to always rap about, you know, the guns and the drugs and the murder and shit like that. It was
The Lambos,
yeah,
and the bimbos.
yeah. It was cool to kind of hear about positivity and actual truth and
Storytelling.
storytelling and history. Yeah,
Again.
definitely. So moving along, February 13th, 1997, one day before Valentine's Day, De La Soul dropped De La Soul is Dead. This album marked the departure of their earlier, more playful style featuring darker themes and more complex production. So this is where they started to get a little bit darker. I think this is like, so it was funny, like as the conscious rappers came out, they started to go dark after a while because, you know, darkness sells, I guess, back then and even till now. And it's kind of sad to say, but whatever, you know.
I'm gonna let my light shine in. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So let's see. February 21st, DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince become the first hip hop act to perform at the Grammy Awards. That's pretty huge, honestly. The first hip hop act
First
at the Grammys.
hip hop act at the Grammys.
It was probably the same time summertime.
Man, a lot of white people, a lot of money, a lot of influence. Yeah. I said it. Yeah, that's right.
No,
A lot
I'm
of
glad
white
you
people,
said it.
A lot of money, man.
Keep going with that thought.
A lot of money there, right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it back to where we are at currently there. So let's do a little back and forth there. I mean, shit. I mean, we all had to bend over, send Rover right over. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it started there. I mean, think it ain't happening now. I mean, it's blatantly in our face there. But yeah, I mean, you guys are good there. Come on in, friend. We'll let you perform your little hip hop doo-wah hippie.
Yeah,
You know what
and that
I'm
was and then
Doo-wah dibbity.
the year after that, MC Hammer won Best Solo Rap Performance at the 33rd Annual Grammy Awards. So, yeah,
The 33rd.
so that's
Grammys.
important. That's like when hip hop really started to kick down the doors, and then now,
You can't get rid of us.
and now you have Jay-Z complaining on his wife not winning. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy.
My son didn't get MVP for
yeah.
Pee Wee League.
what times will do to certain ceremonies, I guess you could say. All right. February 24, 1999, Lauryn Hill made history with the 41st Annual Grammy Awards by winning 5 Grammys in one night, including Album of the Year for The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
That shit. Yeah, that was definitely monumental there. I mean, anybody who was anybody had that. Had that album there for sure. I remember being.
I had the album. My stepdad had
My
the
last years in high school there, my pops there at that time had the CD. He burnt the CD. You know what I mean? Just to keep it real on that note. Man, he even ended up buying it on vinyl. You know what I mean? It's that much of a staple, like a Beatles album or something to that stature there. You know what I mean? Like it was just James Brown. You know, you had that in your personal library. It doesn't matter who you were in America. You had that in your CD playlist. Again, if you were lucky enough, you had it in an iPod. But again, too, that was still a little early. So you had it on a burnt disc. LimeWire, BearShare, you know what I mean? Holla at your boy.
Dude, I used to love the BearShare LimeWire days, dude. I used to burn CDs for everybody.
We broke computers at that time, me and you, dog.
All right.
Literally.
Now we're moving into the 2000s of February, right? February 10th, 2004, Kanye West released his debut album, The College Dropout, which later won Best Rap Album at the 47th Annual Grammy Awards in 2005. That, to me, honestly, and I'm probably sure you agree with me, that's Kanye's best album.
Quick.
Just as far as like being a rapper, being a lyricist, being a creative, being someone that was being put into his own at that time, just wearing nothing but polo and fucking Jesus pieces and shit.
Being original.
Yeah, that shit was something to see at that time. I remember seeing an interview with him shopping in the polo store, and he's just fucking buying like $25,000 worth of polo shit. He was just having so much fun back then. He had so much joy in his life, and it sucks to see.
The more you get, the more miserable you are.
Well, and it's not his fault. The industry kind of,
breaks us down.
Fucked him over. I know a lot of people give Kanye a bad rep, but if you think about it, he's really trying to open up people's eyes. But the way he's doing it is really insane. And
The different approach.
Yeah, and it's seen as insane. But if you break it down and really look at what he's saying, some of it has truth. Some of it has like really like outlandish cover lines, right? Like headlines, but if you read beneath it, he's really trying to help us out as a culture for sure to not fall victim for all this crazy shit that's going on nowadays. Speaking of, February 12th, 2007, Sean Puffy Combs and Snoop Dogg held a press conference urging to end to the East Coast West Coast rivalry that took the life of Tupac Shakur and, in my opinion, Biggie Smalls for sure. What do you got to say about that shit, Ayo?
In 2007?
Yeah.
They tried to end that shit in 07?
Yeah, it was like after everyone died.
Man, we've been fighting this
Or no, it
since
was like
97.
it was like 12 years after everybody died type shit.
I'm like, come on now. Everybody already moved on.
Yeah.
Fucking everybody already forgot about that shit. You know what I mean? To be on the motherfucking real. Motherfucking South has already took over, man. Fucking 98, 99, 2000. Y'all already getting fucking, they didn't even give a fuck about the East Coast, West Coast. The fucking South was taking all over your ass. The Midwest, the Florida. You know what I'm saying? I was paper chasing, got the money.
And maybe
on
that was
fire,
maybe that's
what
why
it
they
is.
did. Maybe that's why they did this. Hear me out. You know what I mean? If no
take the attention away from them.
Exactly. If there's no attention on the East or West Coast and it's all in the South.
Yep.
Let's pretend like we're still trying to.
We was getting nallies.
Mend something around
right.
here.
We had the Master P's was getting their thing in. We had the beginning of the Juveniles.
And I hate how they do that too. They use Tupac.
Fucked up, man.
We're doing it in the memory of Tupac, and they should have said Biggie, like I said, because they're just guilty. It's guilty conscious shit. I have full autonomy in my soul to believe that not only Snoop and Puffy, but maybe even Jay-Z was involved in the murder of them too. Because if they were still alive, there would definitely be a whole way of moving that.
Who was the other fucking around that time? Can I get a what? You know what I mean? That speaker was still coming up too, but we don't need to get involved with that. Anyway, we're gonna keep it rolling.
February 25th, 2003, 1 year before we graduated high school. Little Brother released their debut album, The Listening, which later influenced rap artists such as Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, shut the fuck up, man. If you don't know about Little Brother, this is old school, man. They motherfuckers are from fucking Durham, North Carolina, man. That's motherfucking Big Pooh. That's motherfucking Fonte. Right. Tickalo. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Tickalo. And then you got Ninth Wonder, the motherfucking beat producer there. So if you don't know who the fuck them cats is, man, y'all need to do some fucking homework. Cause
Ninth Wonder is one of the best beat makers ever too. Like I've heard production of him on Jay-Z's
man, that shit make my
albums,
hair stand up talking about that.
Kanye's albums. All right, 2010, February 10th, 2019, Childish Gambino's "This Is America" won Record of the Year, Best Music Video, Song of the Year, and Best Rap Song Performance at the 61st Annual Grammy Awards.
61st, huh?
Yeah.
Damn,
Childish
dog.
Gambino.
Danny Glover's fucking child.
I was
man.
just gonna say that he's Danny Glover's son, right?
Yeah, man. Come on now.
That's crazy. And that song's a diss to Drake, by the way.
Fucking that shit was crazy. You know what I mean? I did not think that was Danny Glover's son. I was like, okay, that
All
one threw me for a loop there, but
It's a good
the
beat.
song,
I like the beat.
everybody like, you know what I
the
mean?
song.
I couldn't get into it.
I think he made it.
Honest to Pete,
he
man.
made it for Trump and then made like the verses. Like
I felt it, dude. You know what I
diss song
mean?
towards
It
Drake.
fucking reminded me of fucking, you know what I'm saying? Shit, what's his name? Motherfucking Sarah Marshall dude there. You know what I'm saying? Africa Child. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker, that's what it made me feel like. This is America, Africa Child, Africa. I was like, what the fuck you talking about, man? You know
All
what
the
I mean?
snow.
For real, all this snow. Yeah, that's what it felt like to me there on the real. I'm just saying. That's what we're here for. We're Blunt Kings, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
And we keep it blunt, baby.
For real.
All right. So February 2nd. Oh, no. Let me back up. February 19th, 2020, the fatal shooting of Brooklyn rising star Pop Smoke during a home invasion occurred on this day. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. We said this last episode. You're probably one of the most taken too young because your influence was just about to start hitting the streets. And then right after you passed away, sadly, there was like 4 or 5 or 6 rappers that came out trying to copy you. And it just didn't hit for me. I could only listen to Pop Smoke when it comes to that drill UK aggressive style type rap. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke, straight up.
Smoke, I gotta say, I really enjoyed his, influence at the time.
Yeah.
And again, like how you say, he had too much to excel on, and it was just taken too short. You know what I'm saying? Same thing like Dolph.
Definitely. February 2nd, 2025. This is just recently. Oh, look, we're getting into all this stuff nowadays.
Who did?
The 67th Annual Grammy Awards were held, and Kendrick Lamar won multiple awards, including Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Music Video, Best Rap Song,
Killed it.
and Best Rap Performance for Not Like Us. So I'm going to stop right there. This is where it gets crazy. Kendrick Lamar and Drake, right? They went into this beef, right? But it's kind of been stemming for a long time. They've been taking subliminals at each other. But one thing I would like to say, even though Drake has sold a lot of records and made a lot of money off of the records that he has put out, I don't think anybody in this generation has made the high caliber type of music that Kendrick Lamar has put out, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? So in my eyes, there was no battle in the beginning. I think this was all set up just for them to either do an attention grab of the youth and distract everybody, or they had to build some kind of revenue, or both. You know what I'm saying? I honestly love Kendrick Lamar. He's always going to be one of my favorite rappers. Drake does put out really good songs that the girls like to vibe to, and I know his biggest point will be, till this day, no girls want to be twerking reading a dictionary and shit like that. But if you really think about it, Kendrick's music isn't like dictionary music. You know what I'm saying? It's more like
Not provocative.
Yeah, it's like if you are really listening to what I'm saying on this beat with these rhymes, and you dissect it to yourself in your own personal life, you're definitely going to start living a life where you're not as restricted or feel as confined to the media expectations that everybody sets up for us, right?
Wake up, blunt. Brush my teeth, blunt. Breakfast, eggs, coffee, and a blunt. Drive to work, blunt. Come back home, blunt. Smoke again, go to bed, and dream about